So there are two parts in the wisdom of Kabbalah. One part, it is the wisdom itself. Again, the powerful, deep study that we all taking part in the different sessions and the classes. But throughout all the ancient wisdom of Kabbalah, one of the secrets that the Kabbalists revealed, that there are times throughout the year that there are unique energies that are available. Think about the universe opens certain channel of energy in certain times of the year. By understanding the energy, by knowing the timing of this energy, we can plug in, we can draw, and through this power we can awaken a new strength within us in different areas in life where we find it more challenging to apply things that we know in the head. Tonight, which, as David mentioned, is the night before the new moon, because of technical and spiritual reasons, we decided to have it tonight. But the new moon of Aries, the beginning of this month, according to the ancient Kabbalists, considered to be one of the most powerful two new moons in the year. One, it is this new moon. The second one is the new moon of Libra. So we talk about the new moon of Aries. How many of you are Aries? How many of you know someone who is Aries? So the idea is very simple. I am not an Aries, for instance. David is not an Aries. David is Pisces. We just ended the month of Pisces, but you can still wish him happy birthday, yes? The idea is that the energy that flows in the universe in each month affects all of us. Conscious, unconscious level, in the way we feel, the way we don't feel, the way we eventually act, in many different forms, in many different levels. Within every month, there are the positive qualities of the month, and there are the negative qualities of the month. When we speak about the negative qualities of the month, they are not bad negative traits, but the negative qualities of the month, it is something that we want to be aware of. Where do we need to invest our energy, not to fall into different spiritual traps? The moment that you recognize those kind of traps, you can focus your energy in the right way, and what seemed to be a challenge will be a major opportunity to expand and to grow. What are the positive qualities of the month of Aries? Let's start with the positive. Let me tell you one thing about the Aries. Let me tell you first of all one thing about the Aries. Last month we had the new moon of Pisces, and as we mentioned, Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. And the Pisces is considered to be, in a spiritual level, the most mature. Souls who come in the month of Pisces considered to be souls who went through many lifetimes, lessons, and this is the lifetime that they receive kind of to finalize their work in this world. So if we speak about Pisces as the most mature of the signs, what would be the Aries? I love it. The youngest, the most beautiful, youthful, and beautiful. So the Aries, in a simple way, will be the least mature sign. Being immature doesn't mean something negative, right? One of the things that unfortunately many people lose throughout the process of life is the spark of the child within. The spark of the child within each one of us is a necessity in spiritual level to keep within you to maintain within you in order to be able to go through life and to find a way to enjoy life. You know what's the purpose of life? To be happy. To be happy. Sometimes spiritual work becomes too heavy. Sometimes life becomes too heavy. Sometimes the challenges we're going through giving us the perception, the belief, the feeling that everything is so challenging and difficult, right? But if you just imagine yourself playing in any sport team and you have a coach that motivates you to become stronger and greater, so you will become the most successful player. This coach will constantly challenge you for your next level. Does it make sense? How anyone who plays sport or anything, right? It can be in music and it can be in any field in life. When you truly want to grow, not to become an adult, to grow your powers, when you really want to grow your powers, how the challenges would feel for you when someone is there beside you, challenging you to grow, to expand, to become stronger, to become the best of who you can become, how the challenge would feel for you. How would you feel about being challenged by your coach?
Supporting. In a motivating way?
In a motivating way, supporting. What else? What would you feel? How many of you in business, in life, personal level, had ever a personal coach? How many of you? How many of you going to the gym? Do you have somebody coaching you or training you? Okay. What would you expect from your trainer in the gym? To push you, right? Why? So you can grow. Think about you're getting a trainer in the gym, and every week you go, or 4 times a week you go and you put the money and invest in it. And every time you go to meet your trainer, they give you the same exercises. They never push you. They never challenge you. What would you feel about this type of a coach? You'd fire this coach, right? How many of you would dream to have this type of a coach that keeps you at the same level? Keeps you at the same level. You know, in my opinion, you are beautiful and you should stay the way you are. But if it comes from your coach that you pay them $120 for an hour...
That's an affirmation coach.
This is a whole different story, right? Who is the best coach in the process of life? The universe has the perfect training program for each one of us to become the best human being that we meant to become. And any time that we feel being challenged, and our nature is to resist, to run away, we don't like that challenge, it will come from something immature inside of us that does not necessarily embrace and understand what's the purpose behind all of this. A mature soul is a soul that develops themselves into a place of understanding at a deeper level what's the purpose behind everything in life. So when we speak about the Aries, as we mentioned, this is the first sign of the zodiac, what makes them, again, the least mature in many aspects. But let's start with the positive qualities of Aries. So I want to hear from you. Those of you who are Aries or know somebody that is Aries, what are the positive qualities of Aries?
Super confident. Very smart.
Very super confident, very smart, yes. Passionate, right, absolutely. Aries, they are very passionate. Dramatic? Excited, yes. Fun, yes. Smart. Beautiful. Are you Aries? Yeah. Enthusiasm, right? For no reason. They don't need to have a reason to be excited. They don't need anyone to drive them, to push them. Amazing qualities. Amazing qualities, yes.
They don't care what other people think.
Oh, they don't care about what other people think. Which is awesome for those who don't care about what other people think. Ambitious, yes. Creative, absolutely yes. They are the pioneers, right? They are the first sign. They are the pioneers. They are the first to act, to jump. It's exactly like all the most amazing traits of a kid. They don't really think too much. They jump into things, right? They are excited. They have this energy of fire. Aries, right, is the energy of fire. What are there are no negative qualities for Aries. What are the less positive qualities for Aries? Impulsive, yes. Impulsive. Impatient. Now pay attention guys, okay? Because what we share now, it is not about just the Aries. I'm not an Aries, as I mentioned, right? Those are the qualities that are going to be awakened and affect in some level our lives in this coming month. So, impatient. Be patient. Stubborn. Confrontational, right? Overthinker. Prideful. Pride.
Realizing having to be right can lead to chaos. Having to be
Let's not go into the effect of the things, just the need to be right about everything, right? Arrogant, you said. Okay, good. Yes. Temper, hot temper. Yes, this fire energy, right? Hot temper. They can be naive. Yes, yes. Okay, any additions? I cannot see you in the back because of this slide, but selfish. So when we look at the positive qualities of the month that are going again to affect all of us in some degree, and when we look at the negative qualities or the less positive qualities of the month that are going to affect all of us, understanding what's going to happen energetically from tomorrow night, for the next 29 days, and more than that, is very important for the way eventually that each one of us will be able to handle the month and the process we are going to go through. The first secret, let's get into some of the secrets from the ancient writings. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, good. So the first secret is a secret that was coded in the Bible. I want to read it for you. After I'll find it, 1 second. It's a secret, yes. Okay, here it is. Okay, so there are two or three ideas again that I'm going to share with you regarding the power of this month and the type of the work we need to be aware of this month. The first one, as I mentioned, was coded in the Torah, in the Bible. So the Bible says, the Torah says, "החודש הזה לכם ראש חודשים, ראשון הוא לכם לחודשי השנה." The first secret that the Kabbalist revealed is that the month of Aries, considered to be the first month of the year, not only according to the astrological cycle, according to the ancient Torah, the first month of the year. Now, Rav Isaac Luria and the Zohar and many of the ancient Kabbalists talks about that the first 12 days of this month, again starting from tomorrow night, the first 12 days of this month are going to control each one of the months of the year. The first day of the month of Aries energetically controls this specific month. The second day of the month of Aries, that's going to happen on Sunday, would control the second month of the year, which is the month of Taurus. And David shared with you those this information within those papers. However, beside of this work, let's get deeper into the understanding of the quality and the opportunity within this information that you just received. What does it mean that the 12 days are the seed level of the 12 months? Energetically, it means that the universe takes the 365 days of the year and condenses them into 12 days. Each one of the days is kind of a capsule for an entire month. If you think about the ability to take time and to shrink time, how the coming month, how the month 8 months from today would look like for me in the way of my strength and my abilities to connect with my positive qualities, to connect with the strength to transform some of my negative qualities. My success, our success in the spiritual work to conquer whatever negative trait, to transform whatever it is that I need to transform, to be able to recognize the opportunities that the master trainer of this universe is giving each one of us in order to grow whatever challenge comes in front of us. The Kabbalists explain the energy depends on the first 12 days of this month. This is what makes the month of Aries, according to the ancient sages of Kabbalah, one of the most important months of the year. Condensing time. What does it mean to condense the time? What does it mean shrinking time? If you think about any aspect of your life, any desire that you have, or maybe you had, anything that you want, when your desire is being awakened, when do you wish it to manifest? When do you wish things to happen? When you want them? We all want right now, right? The Aries want things right now. Like the little kid who wants the candy right now. Now there is something very powerful in it. This childish trait of this Aries, there is something very profound in this trait and in this desire. The understanding and the level of the certainty that if I want, the universe is there to give. Something happened in the way that we growing up, and again I want to make it clear, growing up does not necessarily means becoming more mature. Growing up, sometimes our mind gets older. We lose the simplicity that we used to have. We start to buy into the way of life with the challenges and difficulties, and we start to believe everything needs to take so much time. Are you with me? What does it mean, shrinking time? We talk about consciousness. This is what we speak about. Kabbalah talks about the different ways of awakening more elevated and powerful consciousness inside of each one of us. One of the most powerful things that we can awaken in this month, it is the idea of shrinking time. Things don't have to take long process. How many of you have anything in your mind, something that you really want, something that sits there for a while, and maybe you know what, some of the things we even forgot about them because they didn't happen. And our minds start to perceive this world as everything needs to take time and difficult and process. How many of you have at least one thing about your life that within your perception is like a long time till I will get there? How many of you? The first gift of this month will be to awaken this part inside of each one of us. To realize that things don't have to take long time. It reminds me a story that happened a few years ago about a guy who was part of a group who together for maybe 15 years they used to buy a lottery tickets. Every week they would put the money together and buy it together. And the intention was that if they win, they would share the money with all the friends. And after 15 years that every week they buy the tickets and they never won. This guy said, you know what? I'm not lucky. This group is not lucky. I'm stopping to invest. 15 years to invest on the same thing, with no luck of winning. I'm getting myself out of this group. And in this week, the group won $215 million. It wasn't lucky, right? But in Kabbalah, in any of the ancient writings, you never read, it is never connected with the wisdom within these teachings, the whole idea of being lucky or unlucky. What do you mean? You know that the word lucky in Aramaic comes from the word flow, has the same root and has the same meaning in Aramaic for when energy flows, this is when you feel lucky, right? When energy does not flow, this is when people feel they are unlucky. But when energy does not flow, it means just one thing, that I have work to do to create a breakthrough. There will be a breakthrough that we need to go through. This month is the best and most powerful month to create the breakthrough that you need to create. The second secret of this month is one of the letters. We know that in Kabbalah, we use in the meditations the shape of the Hebrew letters. Each letter acts as antenna to draw, to awaken different powers, different energies. There are different combinations that you see on the wall, the 72 names of God, the 42 names of God, and many, many more sequences based on combination of letters. There are kind of codes to activate different powers, different spiritual powers. The letter of this month, there are two letters related to the ability to join, to awaken the energy of this month in the most powerful, positive, balanced way. But one of those letters is the letter Hey. You can see it on the screen. This is the shape of the letter Hey. This is the fifth letter in the Hebrew alphabet. The idea is not to learn Hebrew here. The idea is to recognize one of the ancient tools the Kabbalists have been using for thousands of years to activate different energies. The letter Hey, which relates and connected and is the channel to draw down the energy, and Elisheva soon will come to help us through a powerful meditation and the use of visualizing the shapes of those letters. The letter Hey, beside of being the letter that was designated as the tool to draw down and to awaken the positive aspect of the energy of this month, this is based on the book called the Book of Formation by Abraham the Patriarch, 3,400 years ago. The letter Hey, in the biblical story, there are a few times that this letter was added to different names. The first one was Abraham. We all heard about Abraham. In the story of Abraham, his name is changing in one point in his process, in his life journey. We know Abraham, according to all the zodiac and according to his karma, could not have kids. We know Sarah, his wife, according to her karma, could not have kids. And there is a name change that they are going through in the biblical story. The letter that was added into their name was the letter Hey. So the letter Hey has many secrets. When we're getting into the energy behind it and what it is capable to awaken and to different spiritual dimensions it is connected, in the bottom line, the letter Hey is being used to create a breakthrough. What type of a breakthrough? If we speak about the story of Abraham and Sarah, They couldn't have, physically, they couldn't have, Sarah could not have kids. What type of a breakthrough? It's not just the breakthroughs that normally we think there is something a bit stuck in my life and I'm willing to work hard and to do something to get to this breakthrough. This is one level of creating a breakthrough. But there is another level of creating a breakthrough that is related to this month. It's a breakthrough in point in life where you stop believing that you're capable to create a breakthrough. I'll say it again. There is the natural desire that we have to create different breakthroughs in life. There are some compartments and some areas in our life where we invested energy, we tried very hard, and we experienced no results. There are parts in life that we kind of giving up. We stop believe that there is any way for us to create the breakthrough. The breakthrough that the letter Hey represents, and this is the energy of this month, it is creating the breakthroughs in areas in our life where deep inside we don't truly believe it's going to happen. What is that energy of this month? So the energy with the letter Hey, this is one of the secrets that Abraham the Patriarch revealed through his teachings in the book of Formation. The first thing we need to put our mind in is if all of this power now is being channeled into the universe, if there is an awakening spiritually that my soul can experience, if there is kind of a spiritual gift that the universe is handing from tomorrow night, I need to be clear, where do I need this breakthrough to happen? As we said at the beginning, the first gift is condensing, shrinking time. In order for any breakthrough to happen, with whatever energy this month can provide each one of us, there is something in our belief system that needs to open up. We first of all have to get ourselves to recognize things can change instantly. Can you say it? This is a mantra for this month. Things can change instantly. What is the difference between one who is using the energy of the Aries with this mindset? Everything can change quickly. Between a mindset of a little kid that just believes in it but doesn't do anything about it. The belief system of things can change instantly. This is a belief system that we have to awaken this month. However, when I believe that things can change instantly, it doesn't take away my understanding in more mature level that in order for the things to change instantly, there is some work I need to do. Most of the time, our mind cannot capture those two things at the same time. It's either I need to work very hard and maybe one day things will happen, or being a dreamer that things will change instantly. In a spiritual level, we don't want to be just this dreamer that dreaming that I wish things will change very fast. Okay, you have your baggage, you have your sole purpose in this world, you have your tikkun, you have the work to do, you need to kind of earn it. However, the fact that I'm aware that there is a process for me to go through does not stop the ability for things to change instantly. How much work will it take in order to see the breakthrough, in order to see the shift? There will be always a point like this guy with the lottery that decided after 15 years, this is like stupidity to continue to be part of this group, put so much money over the 15 years and never won anything, getting himself out, and this is the week that they got the $215 million. Why do we stop investing energy? Aries, like the kid. The kids, when they learn how to walk, how many times they fall? And anytime they fall, what do they do? And then they fall again. What do? Try to get up. And then they fall again and again and again and again. They never give up. A mindset of Aries, never giving up. Never giving up. This month controlled by planet Mars, which is known to be a planet of the wars, right? What are we fighting against? The immature Aries, right, would fight against everyone and everything that doesn't go in their way. They have very strong ego, right? They want everything to go according to their way. They live by, it's my way or no way. There's not many different options, right? For an Aries, in order to become more mature and still using this powerful energy that they have inside of themselves of never giving up, it's not about never giving up to make things to go on my way. It's never giving up. Keep investing effort and the work to allow the right energy to become awakened. What Aries needs to learn? Aries, as you said, tend to confront everyone, right? They're having this kind of arrogant trait. Again, they want everything to be in their way, and they're certain that they are right and everyone is wrong, right? This kind of a stubbornness. My teacher, the Rav, many times would say about this trait of Aries, about it's kind of an individual that has so much ego for no reason. You don't have somebody doesn't have the reason to have so much ego. At least, if somebody has reasons to have ego, okay. Aries, it's like the kid that has so much ego, but, for what? To use the drive of this month takes, first of all, to awaken this spark, this belief system inside of us that things can change instantly. Each one of us can plant a powerful seed this month to create the biggest breakthroughs that we wish internally to happen. Not just externally as far as outcomes and changes that we want to see in our life in different areas, relationships, and no. The change, as we always teach you guys in all the sessions, have to start from within. Aries is the head, right? Not only the head of the year, but Aries connected with the head energetically. What Aries needs to do, what we need to do, is to get a bit out of our head. To get a bit out of our head. Our head, as great as it might be, many times is the reason why we find ourselves limited. If we are capable to realize, to keep the drive to do, doesn't matter we fall, we stand up, we keep moving, but not like the natural Aries that the head goes into the wall and then again bumping the head into the wall and never give up, but continue to bump the head into the wall. In this month, awakening this spark inside of each one of us. As we mentioned, things can happen instantly, but the change needs to start from here. The change will never start from the outside in the way things work or don't work in our life. This month, when we realize that it's about putting our mind in the right direction, where the ego just controls my life, it doesn't matter how powerful I am, I will use the energy to fight the wrong wars. As we teach, the moment we change our thought, our consciousness, as the consciousness is the beginning of everything in our lives, if I want to change, to see the change, the breakthrough in any area of my life, the breakthrough has to begin where? Inside of my head. Inside of my head. The breakthrough has to start inside of us. We're having all the energy of this month again to create, to use this energy to awaken everything that we need, the strength that we need to realize there is a breakthrough we need to create in the way that we think, the way that we perceive certain areas in our life. Wherever in our life, and mainly internally, where we stop believing that things can shift and can change, this is where we want to focus, to reawaken those sparks. Using the energy of the month, using the tools of this month, first 12 days with the worksheet that David shared, giving you the guide, where to put your mind in each day, what you need to focus on in a spiritual level, what are the positive qualities you want to use, what the positive energy you want to inject into each one of those days, what are the negative qualities you want to pay attention to, not to fall into those negative qualities, to work towards transforming those negative qualities. The work that each one of us is going to do in the next 12 months determines, according to Kabbalah, the way that our work will look like in the next 12 months for the entire year. Very powerful time, individually and collectively, since the work that we do in a spiritual level affects not just our process. If we will direct the energy of this month in the right way, the kabbalist explains, since we talk about energy of fire, energy of wars, if we direct the energy in the right way to fight the right wars, which is all spiritual wars, connecting with our positive qualities and transforming the negative qualities in each one of those days that you have on the papers, we can collectively, with our consciousness, with the energy we can, and capable to awaken, we can inject all of this energy to the entire world. To believe, like a little kid, that we are capable to prevent wars in the world. When our mind gets old, we would think, who am I? I'm just a little, person. How can I affect change? Each one of us can affect major change in this world. When we are part of a spiritual community, we are capable to create energy that can and capable to affect even much bigger level of change in this world. So we want, again, to harness, to connect, to plug in, to use the energy from tomorrow night for the next 12 days, that the peak of this month will be in the 15th day of Aries, the full moon. It's going to be the full moon of Aries, known as Passover. Passover, it is not another religious Jewish holiday. According to Kabbalah and the ancient wisdom, the 15th, the full moon of the month of Aries, there is a very unique and powerful energy that can help any of us to manifest all of what we're talking about now. The first 15 days is kind of the work towards it. And the 15th day of the month of Aries, the full moon, it's the night that there is a gift to manifest this breakthrough. Internally, first of all. And from there, we want to send all of this energy for the collective, for the world, to see the world is shifting in a positive direction in this coming year.